Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020. We are once again in the fly-by-wire A320. We're going to be doing a full flight with FS2Crew for British Airways in the A320. We're flying from Paphos, Lima Charlie Papa Hotel up to Gatwick, Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. So, first things first, let's jump aboard. I'm kind of going to be running everything here, so we're going to have PACX running for the passengers. We'll have, there we go, we'll have FS2Crew running for our kind of multi-crew, and we'll also use Pushback Express for our pushback. So let's go ahead and launch. Let's go and launch FS2Crew for the A320, and then we can start with our pre-flight events. Right, so let's get our pre-flight events running. There we go. And our first officer should start sorting out power for the aircraft. Right, so we still have to do the overhead panel, so we're going to do that now. But let's just get some brightness on our screens sorted out. Cool, and we can come up here. Okay, so he's done the nav lights. So we want this to be on, that on auto, that up. And we'll flip these guys over to nav. Seatbelts on, we'll leave, sorry, no smoking on. We'll leave seatbelts for now until our passengers are boarded. Right, then I think what we can do next is start our passengers boarding. There we go. Right, we want this set, and we can do altimeter 1018. Just double check here. We should have done the APU fire test. Cool, we'll do the same for the engines while we're here anyway. Right, then I think next we'll just come down here and get this set up. So what I do want to do is just go and grab weather. Lima Charlie Papa Hotel. And we want...
Okay, I'm out for the walk around.
As well. Alright, let's grab that. Also just want to make sure that none of this is on. Cool. Right, so we should be able to request this and see it should pull our latest summary flight, which looks good. Okay, so the next thing we can do is just sort out our weight and balance. Right, fuel today, 11.4 tons. I can never remember where to go for this. Is it this one? Yeah. So we don't want instant, we want real. There we go. So we can upload 11.4 tons of fuel. And the other thing we need to do is, well, that's perfect timing. 0 fuel weight. Let's see, we don't have 0 fuel weight here. So we work, how do I do this? Oh yes, I work from the takeoff weight, 68.5 tons. So we'll push this up total 60. Oh, but we have to wait for the fueling to finish first. So let's leave that for now, because that obviously includes the fuel. That's why I like to use the 0 fuel weight. And there is no way to do that. Not yet. Okay, that's cool. So we need to remember just to come and set that. Right, which means we can't do this yet. Maybe we should just do instant fuel. Right, let's go and get this guy back. And now we want the payload up to 68.5. That's probably as close as we're gonna get. Right, then we can come down here, fill these guys in. We are 11.4. Right, there we go. So minimum at destination 0.6. And we are expecting...
Hi, I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Huh, that's not supposed to be the same screen. Okay, that's fine. Cruise is 380, so that's correct. So let's go in here. We'll do flaps 2. And we can flex to 50. Now, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong here, but I always get the same speeds. So maybe I'm doing something... I mean, those are also very low, considering we're pretty heavy. We've got 11 tons of fuel on. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but those are the same speeds that I always get. Anyway... Okay, that's all good. Let's come over here. 4.6. Right, let's set up our departure today. We are departing from 29. Do we have a SID? Genos 1R. So 1 Romeo, which doesn't exist in here. We only have 1 whiskey. Okay, so we'll take that one. Right, arrivals 26 left, and our star can have 1 Golf. Let's see if that exists. Hey, it does. Are we using... We're using timber, so we can put that in as well. Cool, let's skip through that quickly and just have a look. Perfect. I wonder... Yeah, see, it's still the same even though we've chosen a runway now. Okay. Don't we have... Oh, we have top of descent and landing calculators. Yeah, I'm tired of always doing this, so I just run the charts on my iPad in front of me. Because even with this...
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
Even with this Navigraph thing, I have to keep signing in every single time. So it's easier just to have it on my iPad in front of me, which never asks me to do that. Right. Let's go over here and just put in our score code, and then we will go through the briefing. Okay, so are you ready for the takeoff briefing?
Ready.
Right, so weather today here at Lima Charlie Papa Hotel. So winds 310, 16 knots. That is significant, so that's something to be aware of. Variable between 250 and 320. Visibility 8,000, no significant change, no clouds to worry about. Temperature 21, QNH 101 set. Sorry, QNH 1018 is set. Right. So we have the current weather, we have the current QNH set. Wind is going to be a factor on this departure, 16 knots. Let's actually just do a quick calculation there. That means... Okay, so wind direction, it's averaging 310, 16 knots, and our takeoff runway is 29. That gives us a crosswind of 5 knots from the right, and obviously that's going to be varying between slightly to the left and slightly to the right. So at most, if we are 320, that gives us 8 knots right hand crosswind. If we're down to 250, that gives us 10 knot left crosswind. So definitely going to be a bit gusty and a bit back and forwards with the wind on takeoff, so that's something to be aware of. Right, let's have a look at our charts. Okay, so we need airport chart, and our departure today is Genos 1 Whiskey. Okay, so Genos 1 Whiskey, our route takes us runway heading until 500 feet, and then left hand turn direct to Nimsi, and then right hand turn out to Genos. That means we have a MSA of 2,600 feet. We actually do cross a little bit into this section, so let's set our MSA as 3,800 to be safe. Right, let's go ahead and double check this. So we'll pop this into plan. And there we have 500 feet. And we turn out to Nimsi and then direct to Genos. So that all looks good. Okay, terrain is a factor to the right hand side, which means if we need to return to the airport for whatever reason, we make sure we complete left hand turn. Out to the right hand side, our MSN is 8,700 feet. So any maneuvering that we need to do for whatever reason will be done to the south of the airport, which means left hand turn from this runway. Okay, airport elevation 43 feet. Chart for our departure is 10-3 Alpha, and it is the Genos 1 Whiskey. It is set in the MCDU, and that is all checked. Right, taxi route today. Let's jump over to the airport chart. Right, so we're on the apron. What we're gonna do is, I think we'll taxi Kilo. No, we actually want to go to the end, so we'll push back. We don't even need to push back, so let's take Charlie, cross runway 29, right on Bravo, all the way down, right on Echo to hold short, full length, runway 29. Any hotspots that we cross, not really on that route, but we will be aware on the apron, particularly out to our left hand side when taxiing, and obviously we are crossing the active runway. It'll be a flex takeoff today. We are flexing to 50 degrees. That is set. V1 121, rotate 122, V2 126. And it will be flaps 2 for takeoff. Fuel. We have 11.4 tons of fuel on board, and we have a takeoff weight of 68.5 tons. Right, that's our departure briefing for today. Any questions? Any questions?
No questions.
Right, let's check in with the cabin crew and see how boarding is going.
Can we get our boarding status?
About 5 minutes left, they're saying.
Let us know.
So let's go ahead and speed this up
Hi guys,
a little
here's
bit
the
to
load sheet
match
for you.
that. Thank you.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed,
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
11,400 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1018 set.
1018 set. Down to the line.
Right, so we'll wait for the cabin crew, or we wait for the passengers to finish boarding. We actually don't need pushback, so I was going to set up Pushback Express, but we don't need to push. We're going to taxi out that way, so that's all good. It's a very interesting place for that GA plane to be parked. Right, kind of a hazy day today. They did say visibility of 8Ks, so that's just the haze. Let's maybe go and see if we have a weather update. Don't think there'll be a new one, but it's always a good idea just to check. Okay, still same QNH, same temperature, yeah, so it is a new one though, so we had one, 41130, so it is the same. Same with the report. Okay, about 2 minutes left, cabin crew should be done shortly. Right, before start checklist below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Flight attendants, arm doors,
Idle.
cross-check.
Parking brake.
Set.
Before start checklist complete.
Right, and we're good to go with starting the engines as soon as they are done boarding. Let's also come here and dial in. We're going straight up to 38,000 feet. And I also want to do this. Okay, this is inoperative, so there's no point setting that up. Otherwise, we are good to go.
We're on your time now.
Okay,
Good afternoon, ladies
they're ready
and
to
gentlemen,
go.
and welcome aboard flight 2671 with service
Starting
to
engine 2.
Gatwick. Our flight
Check.
time will be roughly 4 hours and 55 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tow tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks, let me know if you need
in front of
anything.
the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence.
Starting engine 1.
Please take a few moments
Check.
to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you.
So I did kind of go ahead of where the checklist thinks we should be, which is why it's still saying to do the below the line check.
Cabin pressure and oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you.
Why is that
place it
flashing?
firmly over your nose now. Secure the elastic band behind your head and tighten the straps if necessary. And don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Oxygen is flowing to the mask and you can breathe.
It's quite high.
If you're traveling with children,
very
now's the
high.
time to pick your favorite one. But secure your mask and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle up.
Wow, the
Pull
meter
strap
ends at
tight.
130.
To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the
280,
red cord only when entering
that
the
does not seem right.
If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into
And
the
they're both
strap,
doing the
and hug
same.
it
I
to
think
secure
that
yourself.
may
Once
be a
again, all
bug.
devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal
Right.
items. Make sure your seatbelts are
Switch off
fastened in
the
seat backs and tray
APU.
tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight.
Yeah, that
Tampering
all
with,
looks normal.
disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information
Right, that'll
can be found
trigger the
in
auto start flow.
located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Set and checked. Set and checked. Set and checked.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Flight controls check.
Ready. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Clear left. Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flat setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
Flexing 50 degrees. Flexing 50 degrees.
V1, 1, 2, 1, VR, 1, 2, 2, V2, 1, 2, 6, flex temp, 5, 0 degrees, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Approach path, clear of traffic. Takeoff runway.
29 confirmed.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Check.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Thrust
Man,
set.
flex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Checked. 100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1. Gear
Flaps 0.
up. Speed checked.
Autopilot 1 on.
Flaps 0.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked, passing flight level 0, 4, 1. Now,
Checked. Below the line.
baro ref,
Standard set.
standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Right, so there we are, powering out of Paphos on our way to Gatwick. You can just see the haze over the island there, which is pretty cool actually. Again, I don't know, this aircraft just feels way overpowered. Like that V1 rotate call comes so quickly. Now maybe that just is the Neo because I'm used to flying the standard A319. But I don't know, those V speeds are pretty low and it accelerates insanely quickly. Anyway, there we go, coming up to 10,000 feet. Our first officer should turn off the landing lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices.
There we
This is
go.
also a reminder to keep
Seatbelts
your
off.
seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory.
I don't know if you actually
This
did it.
aircraft is
Oh, there we go.
onboard
Perfect.
Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page via a small sheet for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movie library.
Alright, now it's just a case of powering up to cruise, and then we're going to cruise on for about
The flight crew has
4
turned off
hours,
the
maybe
fast
just
seatbelt
under 4
sign.
hours
You can now get up and move around the cabin.
before we
However,
start
the fasten
our
seatbelt
arrival
fasten when seated
into
and
London
prevent
Gatwick. So I'm going to cut the video there, and I will see you guys again when it's time to start prepping for the descent. Alright, so let's start going ahead and setting up for our arrival here. So let's go and get some weather. We don't actually need this one, but we might as well get Heathrow as well. Right, let's check out our weather here. Okay, so Heathrow, wind 260, 11 knots, few clouds 24, broken 37, temperature 14, QNH 1010. Let's go and put that in. Did I say 14? I think. There we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, and then it's 260 at 11. And let's double check. So radio 364. Right, that is set, and we can start our descent. So our intercept altitude is 2000. Right, so we've begun our descent. Are you ready for the approach brief?
Ready.
Okay, now I know you're supposed to do the approach briefing before you start the descent, but just to make it, flow a little bit better with the sim flight, sometimes I'll do it now after we've descended. Okay, so let's go through the approach briefing. Right.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed,
So our arrival today is Konav 1
to
Golf.
wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up,
Which
once you
is
return to
this
your seat, we
guy.
ask that you remain seated till the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Right, so let's double check. We do have speed restrictions 250 and 220 and flight level 70 at Timber. Right, so that's set. The chart or the plate number is 20-2 Charlie 2. Right, so that brings us in on the Konav 1 Golf, for runway 26 left, ILS, which is this one here. So initial approach, we come in over Mayfield and intercept the ILS 258 degrees and the frequency 110.9 is set. It doesn't look quite right on here, so we might have to do a bit of manual heading mode, but we'll see how we go. Okay, plate for this is 21-2. Intercept altitude is 2,000 feet, we've said already. So if we have a look at the final approach, intercept alt of 2,000 and glide slope of 3 degrees. Decision altitude 364. No, I've messed that up actually. That's the localizer out. Sorry, the glide slope out. So it's actually 200 radio, which is what I thought initially. So let's change that to 200. There we go. That's Cat 1. All good. Okay, so that is entered. We'll be using auto brake low and reverse thrust. We're expecting to vacate on. Let's have a look. So we're landing 26 left. It's possible we'll vacate Echo, maybe Foxtrot Romeo. So let's plan for Foxtrot Romeo. So I'll taxi in, then we'll be on to Juliet. We'll taxi straight across, 26 right. Hotspot 1, we'll keep an eye out for anyone coming from Golf or Juliet from left to right. And then we'll taxi all the way down Juliet to Pier 1. So Juliet, and then we'll probably do Juliet all the way into Pier 1. Our gate is Pier 1, stand 2. In fact, let's take stand 1, then it's straight in from Juliet. That's nice and easy. We are crossing the hotspot, which we mentioned, and we cross hotspot 2 as well. So we're going to keep an eye out pretty much in all directions there of aircraft making their way, most likely from the left-hand side on Papa and November, heading to Bravo and Alpha holding points for 26 left. So that's what we need to look out for. If we do have to go around, we will pull heading. Actually, no, we'll keep it on managed and follow the published missed approach procedure. And our climb is to 3,000 feet. Straight ahead until 2,000 feet or 1 DME from India Whiskey Whiskey, whichever is later. Left turn to heading 178, then as directed. Alright, MSA today is, we'll take 2300. Airport elevation 203, runway elevation 196. Weather, we do have 11 knot winds, but they're pretty much straight down the runway, so very slight crosswind to deal with, and a few clouds. 2400 broken, 3700, so a little bit of cloud to go through. Aircraft operation, auto brake low is set, and no failures or concerns. Any questions?
No questions. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
I have control.
You have control.
Right, I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. This path looks correct, but this arc around here is a bit strange. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to be going through the clouds here at some point, although it looks like we might go right through the one little gap in the clouds, which is quite cool. Okay, we do have a speed restriction at this next waypoint, so let's go ahead and enter that now. I'll turn LS on as well. Okay, and it recommends here 14,000 feet on this track, so we are a little bit higher than we should be. Let's put in a bit of speed brakes and bring that altitude down. Okay, that looks a little bit better now actually, so we should be good. Yeah, coming through 10,000 feet, first officer should set the lines. We're actually going to take flaps here, get a bit more drag. Flaps on.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Yeah, coming up to timber now, we should actually be at 7,000 feet, so we're a little bit
We have begun our
high.
final descent into London Gatwick. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Okay, localizer and glide slope are alive. So about 1,000 feet high, maybe a little bit more. We'll be alright though. Probably not the best thing to do in terms of procedures, but we will manage. Right, let's do Q&H. Q&H 1010 set.
1010 set. Passing 6,000.
6,000, that's amazing.
Now.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Seat belts.
On.
Baro ref.
1010 set.
1010 set. Minimum.
200 feet set.
200 set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Right, we're definitely under the glide slope now. Just passing through 3,000 feet.
1,000 to go.
2,500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Okay, we level at the intercept altitude now. And about to make this left-hand turn to line up with the ILS. Set speed 180. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Getting quite a bit of stuttering, although I have noticed that that is a thing with the fly-by-wire recently. I don't get that with the CRJ, which are the only two aircraft I've really been flying at Flight Sim recently. Arm approach. Get him. Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Gear down.
Flaps full.
Flaps 3. Speed checked. Flaps full.
Set altitude 3000. Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
Checked.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Okay, so I'm not sure why, but it just ditched the approach mode, so going manual.
Sync rate.
$1,000. $500. $400. $100 above.
Minimum.
Continue.
Checked.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10, 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. $70 knots.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London Gatwick. The local time is 5:12 p.m. and it's currently about 14 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Off the landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Shutdown engine 2. Right, so there we are. Quite a few stutters. I wonder if it's this Gatwick scenery that I've got. Although I've had it for a long time. Might have to do some tests with that because we've got some really nasty stutters, even turning off the runway. But anyway, we're safely on the ground here at Gatwick. We've got a bit of a long taxi all the way down Juliet for Pier 1 Stand 1. I mean, this is a freeway Gatwick scenery, which is absolutely fantastic, and I've had it for a long time, since it came out pretty much, and it's never caused issues for me before. And I have had stutters in the fly-by-wire even when flying into other airports, so not sure. And I've never had any issues with the CRJ, although I haven't flown the CRJ into Gatwick, so I'll have to do some tests just to see what's causing the stutter. Is that a vehicle driving along? Is it coming towards it? Yeah, it looks like it might just be stopped. Oh well, it's a bit awkward. Yeah, and these engines have so much power. I mean, I'm at idle thrust on just the left engine, and we're still taxiing at 22 knots. I mean, it's not like this taxiway is on a massive slope or anything. It's just that even at idle, these engines have so much power. That's the main reason actually why I shut down the second engine, is just so I don't have to keep on the brakes all the time. Because with both running, this aircraft will run away to 35-40 knots. Yeah, I wonder what it is in my setup that's causing Stuttering issues. Right, we're coming up now to the hotspot. And to stay on Juliet, we actually keep left here. Because that becomes Zulu if we stay straight. Huh, SAS CRJ 1000 at Gatwick. Right, and we're pretty much straight in here to the gate. And is that a 1000 or is that a 900? I think that's a 1000. Taxi light off. The frame rates in the fly-by-wire are definitely pretty low at the moment, at least on my setup, and compared to other aircraft. But I think that's just the nature of how it's being developed. So many different people. Oh, obviously there's an aircraft in our stand. Okay, we'll take stand 2 then. Wow, 25 minutes early, Pack X. With that, are we supposed to stop there, or are we supposed to keep going? Let's have a look. Are there any markings here? Doesn't say what aircraft it's for. So I don't know if we're supposed to go until that line fills up or reaches the arrow. Let's maybe go forward and see. Oh, there we go. It says stop. A320. That's really cool for a freeway airport. Okay, taxi light is off, parking brake is on, engine master's off. And we can now do seatbelt signs. And beacon lights.
The doors verified.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seat belts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Nav logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and out.
Parking checklist complete.
Cabin crew, disarm slides and cross-check. Oh wow, even the jetway is connected. Yo, but it's really struggling. I wonder if it's this airport. Did I update this recently? I don't think so. But anyway, wow, it is really struggling. In any case, let's go and end our Simbrief flight. Simbrief? I mean Pack X. There we go, soft landing, slightly ahead of schedule. I did float a bit on the landing, I will admit that. wish the screen on my seat wasn't scratched. That's awkward. That was a pretty long flight. I mean, you should have known that when you booked it. But 100% passenger happiness, that's all good. I don't know why I ended up in this view. Right, but that is going to bring us to the end. Right, but that is going to bring us to the end of this fly-by-wire A320 and FS2Crew flight. If you enjoyed the flight, you know what to do down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you. That's a Horizon Air CRJ, I just noticed that shouldn't be there. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.